Ah, this has got to be one of my favorites. I just like. Do I think dragons are badass? Yeah, yeah, I do. Would I fuck with a dragon? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I would need some equipment. Dragon on its own, butt ass naked. It's got what it takes. Dragon has what it takes to take care of most any situation demands his attention. And most dragons aren't around anymore. Do I think they existed? Come on. Come on. Dragons are fucking real. Were they dinosaurs? Maybe. It's highly likely that skeletal remains of dragons have been recovered. They may even still somewhere live openly on the world. I don't know where. Maybe in the Congo. They found a stegosaurus. Some people had long ago put some carvings together of human beings riding on stegosaurus looking creatures. So you would definitely need to see that thing alive to print it out. To do the artwork, the animal is just too distinctive. It's not just some animal you make up. You draw a man with four legs, you put horns on his head. Oh, he's a deer. He's a fucking antler creature. He's a gazelle. Still eating plants. Horned animals don't eat you. Almost never. You need horns to fight animals that do eat you. Now dragons, and I guess cows too, because some lady cows have horns. If she bucks your ass, pow, hit you with the headbutt, you gonna die. If them horns get you, you gonna die. Another important fact to consider is that I have seen video of a hunter hunting something that really looked uh, just an impressive buck. And it got next to the man who, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know what he did with his gun. But that thing put its head down and just went like this and removed the gut section of his body. Just took that shit the fuck out. Rah, rah, rah. Them horns going forward just handled this man's ass. It was not a successful hunting trip for him. I don't know if he got a shot off. I don't know what the story was. But the horns on that animal were definitely made for taking ass people out like him. He didn't survive it. He didn't survive it. Incredibly deadly. Incredibly deadly. Now you can't get in your car and drive around town having a head full of antlers. You can't do it. You want some double horns? Maybe you can pull that off, but there's still going to have to be little nuggets, little nugs popping off your head. You can't have a full head of antlers looking like the majestic fucking very, very archetypical shapes and stuff coming into mind here. Just profound images. So the hunter becomes the hunted. The prey becomes the predator. Topsy-turvy world. You want to be a predator and you want to go hunt for something? You want to find something? You want to find something that you can eat? You can plant. You could be a farmer. Everybody wants to mock the farmer like he's not a warrior. I just talked to my uncle and what the fuck was that? Did you just see that? What in the fuck was that? There's a lot of phenomenon with this I'm not ready to deal with. I mean, sure, I can shake my head around. I could put my head up close to you. You get close up and see it. You can look me in the eye. I'm fucking look you in the eye. I got the dragon eye looking at you. Ooh, you not seeing me cry. Horns on my face, immediately replaced with just the dragony face. Now, some of the Alpha Draconians are communicating to the humans here, and it's not known if they have any soul seeds. Other star races have soul seeds, star seeds, what do you want to call them? Everybody pretty much knows about the Dracos. The Dracos have this little problem with being extremely aggressive, and they don't really evolve in the same way. They come out full fucking dragon. Most dragons are drug addicts. They're addicted to this energy stuff that comes off humans. It's wafers off. When you get scared and emotional and such, you start to sweat. Your heart starts to palpitate. You get a little anxious. We get a little jumpy. Start moving around, holding yourself, cradling yourself, being very worrisome. You're producing a loosh. Loosh is their word. I didn't make the word up. I called the gnome Snarky, and he wanted my video link. He wanted to be able to share some of it with his friends. I'm like, I've already done this with you, buddy. I've already sent you the link in the previous times when I got your number. You weren't interested. You want to see. You want to be interested, and you want to clown these things. But his mind wandered around the room, looking around. I wasn't letting him change the topic. I was like, you're not getting off topic. You are trying to command and control the narrative here in this house. The attention, you're pointing it around. And if it wasn't, you couldn't sit still, couldn't be just cool. Came briefly to cry, and he had genuine tears. He was upset. So was my other friends, other lady friend. She was one of the groupies. Kimberly, Ley. Ley was one of my dad's lady friends. They had previously been in some sort of relationship, but she just wasn't really the type to hey, I'm working here. What you doing my video? What are you doing? Turning me off. I gotta put my dragon back on. You might not just come back on. Maybe you will. All right. You gotta deal with these time constraints of your phone screens. The phone doesn't want to give you the time. You gotta take it. You gotta turn the screen display timer off. We'll do that here now. Let's do it. Let's fucking do it. So we're going into our phone. We're going into the bowels of the guts. The phone's like any other tool. It's very deadly. Don't point that thing at my face. It's probably the only one that we don't say something like that to. Well, you know, maybe we're just going to get our mind wrapped around it real fast. All right. The screen timeout. 10 minutes is all you're getting. I noticed that. But you know what? I want to turn it off. Now you're going to 30 minutes? What happened to turn off? They used to have the turn off. Well, they don't anymore. It's very strange. I think it's very strange. I think it's unacceptable, actually. I think it's a little bit violent. Can I get back, please? Get back where my video was. Get back, press back, I press back, I pressed back, and I just want to say about get back, Loretta. My mom's saying. We're back now? Can I have my mask on? So I'm not a trans activist, but I do transform. I transform in how I act. I transform in how I react. I transform in how I do act. I do act out some of these lessons in life for others to share. I act on this medium here, what is called a YouTube. They've been kind of sketchy in some of the way that they act because, you know, it's like I go to make my YouTube videos and I go into my YouTube building. It's got a big YouTube sign on it. I clock in with my clocked in. I don't want to mess my face up. Don't want to get my horns on backwards. You horns are going to come on. The fuck is this? What's going on here? I got a tumor? And now I've got a tumor. You see what's happened here? I'm just trying to work these things out. And then what I'm finding is that there's problems already in this thing. You're going to give me a tumor? You're going to remove it. Because a dragon's definitely going to heal very fast. But, you know, if he gets cancer, it's only his fault problem. He could have treated it. Could have treated it nice. Could have treated it rough. Could have attended to it before it crippled his body with tumors and sores. I don't want to have tumors and sores. Maybe that's what they mean when they say sores. What you mean they say sores? You got bed sores? Or you got dinosaurs? I mean, which is it? Don't fuck with me. I want to know. I'm going to ask now. Fucking, you got dinosaurs. What you got? You got some problems. You got bed bugs? Is your bed bugged? What's really going on? We live in a world where a major section of the society is programmed already. They got subliminals, they got flashy light shit, they got all kinds of ways to do you in. You just not pay attention. That would be the first one that's easiest to undo you. You'll be undone. Whether or not you get a direct attack to your face with weaponry, you get a direct attack to your livelihood. It could be a gun, it could be a word, it could be a harmful word. Would you like to, can I come into your safe space? Would you make a place for me in your space? Your safe space? You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to eat you because I don't eat people. I just don't do it. Not every dragon follows that code. I'm sure I eat different creatures that I get hamburgered into a meat patty that I cook up, but I don't like to do the. I don't like eating live humans anymore. It's just not my thing. I've got dietary restrictions. My ex-wife said that she was taking a look at the different diets that you can have for your blood types, and I was like, this is very interesting because this is where things come back together. There's another guy that does it. He talks about it. It's the Garden of Truth and Lies, and it's the gentleman. He reads from the old books, does his research, and basically is in the worldview of this world is under control by Anunnaki, Mardukian assholes, and they're just people like us mostly, but they have planted into their family lines different mechanisms and codes that allow their more than human ancestry to sort of tap into their biological systems. You could have some of this going on. You might. He says, no, I'm a Native American. I don't do none of that bullshit. I'm just an alcoholic. Cheers. There's a lady like this, and she looks like the funeral director, and because I've got this weird lock on people's faces, and I'm like, this lady looks really familiar. Like I recognize her, and it was the funeral director lady. She also had said she had recently moved into the Austin area. This is, I think her name's Katie Morton or something. She's a psychological therapist. You know, and it's interesting work, and I've always felt it was very interesting because you can get people to talk about all the things that they're going through in their daily life, all the feelings that they're having. Are you having bad feelings? Are you upset about your feelings on this matter? If I ask you how you feel about something, I mean, I don't mean like, is it sharp? Is your feeling cold? Do you feel cold? I mean, like, do you know what's going on with you? Do you know? Put my head in there. I don't have any more tumors cropping up, so, I feel good about that. A day that you don't have tumors grow on your fucking face is another good day. You don't have to have people die. You don't have to have phenomenon. I mean, but you want to be able to freely communicate what's coming out of you. The words that come out of you are highly magnetically affected and connected to things that you think that are important. Drinking this fantastic chocolate milk boost shake. I like to give a shout out to little Marshall, young Marshall, Mitchell Marshall. I get the two names confused. My friend's kids, child, what have you, is living with his dad. They got into some sort of fight, and I was upset with him for not really, but I've been friends with the lady. She wasn't really I don't want to say anything bad about her because I don't need to. I don't have anything bad to say at all. These friends that I had, they were in a relationship when I first met them, and it was as if they were already married. You know, they were sort of a unit, and whenever they finally did break up, it was actually after having a child, and it's this child. So he is already 9 years old. Not a bad kid, but he's 9. He's got to be, handled. His dad handled him, and not in a bad way. There's nothing bad I have to say about this. Just very interesting. It's very interesting, all of the things that come into play, because I was able to look and see. A friend had these rings that he was wearing, and we'd been friends the whole time since I had moved here. But the weirdness is, whatever weird it does remain, it remains. There's something interesting that I would want him to see, because we have another friend, and the girl that is the wife of the other one, and both of them were running carpentry style jobs at the beginning, with 2 different heads to this monster or creature was already formed by the community members, as it was that I can perceive it to be. And I met them both at this job we were working at for the people that do the some sort of jewelry shit here in town. Guy's pretty much an asshole. The lady's kind of nice, I guess. I think I like her. I like her physical attractiveness and a big booty on her. I like ladies with big booties sometimes, but not always. Not always. So this was sort of already formulated by the society in this area, and I was identifying with it at the time as just being red and blue. This guy is blue. Now, because we live in proximity, and that's just one of the easier things just to point out. Some similarities have a rose. Some similarities have a rose, which now that I'm looking at and seeing, I can see the connections and the sensibility that it makes. Being a sort of long-term but encapsulation of the short-term thing. Because what is encapsulated, or let me just say it better, this is the fractal for me. The pattern, the reproducing itself, these things are, now I can see, and it's taking shape in a different way. Because I need this dragon to look. I need this dragon to look with my eyes, because if I'm not aware that I'm at least a dragon and dangerous, then how the fuck can I take anyone else seriously? Seriously. If you go into someone's house and they're sitting here with this head of a dragon and they're looking at you, they might offer you something to eat and drink. Would you like a soda? Would you like a cool drink? Would you like a rub of your back? You need me to get those shoulder muscles? What can I do? I mean, I don't want to eat you because I'm not a cannibal or nothing like that, and I don't want your energy fucking with me. So if you're going to be being looshed, just need to know where you fit on the scale. Once we figure that out, you figure that out, then what you're then knowing is a lot more than you're able to comprehend. Because perceptions is what gets you the higher dimensions. You want to use your human senses? Fine. Use them all you want. They'll be muddled. They'll be confounded. They'll be dunked down. You're going to be narrowband pushed to an area where it's just, now I can't see in the dark like I used to. I go to spit my fire and I just get tobacco juice. I don't want that for you. I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that for you. I have to understand it. To understand some of the ununderstandable or uncommunicatable, communicable, you have to have the right replacement into the machine, as you've previously bow. There we go. We've unblocked it.